Old Man Winter has crashed the party early this year, catching many of us off guard and forcing us to dig out our heavy coats and scarves much sooner than expected. A rare and powerful polar vortex event is sweeping across millions in the US, Canada, and even parts of Europe, sending shockwaves through communities that were still clinging to the last hints of autumn. Instead of a gentle transition into winter, we're witnessing a sudden, dramatic plunge into the deep freeze, weeks ahead of schedule. Sidewalks that were clear yesterday are now buried under inches of snow, and the pace of change has left many scrambling to adjust. This isn't your average December cold front, it's a major weather event, with forecasters calling it nearly unprecedented for this time of year. Meteorologists are sounding the alarm, urging everyone to take this early blast seriously. The polar vortex, which usually stays locked up near the Arctic Circle, has wobbled and stretched, allowing frigid Arctic air to spill much farther south than normal. This shift is bringing a taste of the far north to places that rarely see such extreme cold so early. Weather experts warn that at least 3 major blasts of frigid air are expected to roll through the country this month, each one bringing its own wave of snow, ice, and bone-chilling temperatures. Over 200 million people will feel the effects. Temperatures will plummet, wind chills will bite, and snow is likely in several regions. Daily routines are being upended as people bundle up, scrape ice from windshields, and brace for hazardous commutes. This is the kind of cold that can break records over a century old. Thermometers are dipping to levels not seen in decades, and some cities are on track to set new all-time lows for December. Now's the time to dig out your warmest gear and prep your home for a serious, cold snap. Check your heating systems, seal up drafts, and make sure you have supplies on hand in case the weather takes a turn for the worse. The story here is a dramatic early shift in our weather pattern, one that demands attention and preparation from everyone, whether you're in the city or the countryside. We'll guide you through what to expect, how to stay safe, and what steps you can take to protect yourself and your loved ones as this Arctic blast unfolds. Stay tuned for essential tips and updates as winter arrives with a vengeance. The polar vortex isn't science fiction, it's a real, swirling mass of frigid air high above the North Pole, spinning like a giant icy top at the very roof of our planet. This powerful system is made up of extremely cold, dense air that circles the Arctic, trapped by strong winds in the upper atmosphere. It's invisible to the naked eye, but its effects can be felt thousands of miles away. Usually the polar vortex is kept in check by the jet stream, a fast-moving river of air that acts like a barrier, wrapping around the Arctic and keeping the coldest air locked up tight. But sometimes the jet stream weakens or becomes wavy, and that's when things get interesting. The vortex can wobble and split, sending frigid Arctic air spilling southward in huge looping waves that reach deep into North America, Europe, and Asia. These cold blasts can last for days or even weeks, bringing dramatic changes to our weather. This isn't a storm you see on radar, it's a shift in the upper atmosphere that changes weather for millions. The polar vortex doesn't bring snow or ice directly, but it sets the stage for extreme cold snaps and powerful winter storms. When the polar vortex weakens, it opens the gates for the coldest air of the season to surge south, catching cities and towns off guard with sudden, bone-chilling temperatures. That's why you might suddenly see forecasts calling for temperatures 20, 30, even 40 degrees below average. These plunges can shatter records, freeze pipes, and make daily life a real challenge. The polar vortex itself isn't dangerous, it's a normal part of our climate system, swirling above us every winter. In fact, it's been around for as long as we've had seasons. The real impact is how it disrupts our weather, setting the stage for major cold snaps and winter storms that can paralyze cities, close schools, and challenge even the hardiest winter veterans. This December, the vortex is sending a massive wave of Arctic air right into our backyards, making winter arrive earlier and feel much harsher than usual for millions of people. It's the master puppeteer, pulling the strings on the jet stream and dictating where the coldest air will go, shaping the weather patterns we experience on the ground. So, when you hear polar vortex, think of a powerful force shaping our winter, not a single storm. It's a reminder of how interconnected our planet's weather systems really are. Understanding it helps us prepare for the extremes it brings, whether that means bundling up, winterizing our homes, or simply keeping an eye on the forecast. And this year, it's making its presence felt earlier and stronger than usual, reminding us just how powerful and unpredictable winter can be. What makes this December's polar vortex so unusual? It's all about timing and intensity. Normally, the vortex is stable in December and only weakens in January or February. This year, the disruption started in late November, weeks ahead of schedule, causing wild swings in temperature. Instead of a gentle cool down, we're seeing abrupt, severe cold snaps that break records. The vortex has not only weakened but stretched, creating a direct pipeline for Arctic air to surge south. For places like North Texas, this is a true wild card, bringing unpredictable and extreme cold. We're experiencing January-level cold in early December, throwing the usual winter rhythm out of sync. This has big implications for energy use, travel, and holiday plans. It's a stark reminder that weather can be volatile, so preparation is key. This isn't just another cold day, it's a historic pattern unfolding before our eyes. The numbers tell the story. This cold snap is rewriting the record books across the country. Temperatures are plummeting to levels not seen in a generation, and meteorologists are calling it one of the most significant cold waves in recent memory. From coast to coast, Americans are waking up to a deep freeze that's shattering expectations and daily routines. Cities from the Midwest to the Northeast are bracing for lows not seen in decades. Residents are bundling up in layers, schools are closing, and local governments are urging everyone to take extra care as the mercury drops. Des Moines could hit 11 below zero, a temperature that challenges even the hardiest Midwesterners and puts extra strain on heating systems and infrastructure. Cedar Rapids may see single-digit highs, making it difficult for anyone to be outside for long. The city is preparing for icy roads and increased demand for emergency services, and Chicago is on track to break its daily low, with wind chills making it feel even colder than the thermometer suggests. South Bend, Indiana, is nearing a record that stood since 1899. For over a century, that mark seemed untouchable, but this Arctic blast is rewriting history. The cold is spreading east, with Pennsylvania and New York City facing their coldest mornings in months. Commuters are facing biting winds and icy sidewalks as they head out. Sub-zero temperatures are widespread. In the Dakotas, Minnesota, Iowa, and Nebraska, rural communities are especially vulnerable, with livestock and crops at risk from the relentless chill. At one point, Minneapolis was even colder than the surface of Mars. That's a comparison that puts this extraordinary cold into perspective. This isn't just uncomfortable, it's dangerous cold that demands serious precautions. Frostbite can set in within minutes, and the risk of hypothermia is real for anyone exposed. Wind chills will make it feel even colder, increasing the risk of frostbite and hypothermia. Medical experts warn to cover exposed skin and watch for early signs of cold-related illness. Stay informed, dress in layers, and limit time outdoors. Check on neighbors, especially the elderly or those without adequate heat, and keep pets indoors whenever possible. This Arctic air mass is powerful, widespread, and not to be underestimated. As the nation endures this historic chill, preparation and caution are more important than ever. The thermometer only tells half the story. Wind chill is what really matters during an Arctic outbreak. Winds will make it feel 10 to 25 degrees colder than the actual temperature, with wind chills as low as -25 in some areas. At these levels, frostbite can set in on exposed skin in just 30 minutes. It's a biting, stinging cold that cuts through clothing and makes even short trips outside risky. Dress for the wind chill, not just the air temperature. Layers, hats, gloves, and scarves are essential. Limit outdoor time, especially for kids and pets. Respect the wind chill. It's the most dangerous part of this Arctic blast. With Arctic air in place, snow is on the way, sometimes fast and furious. Snow squalls will hit upstate New York and New England, bringing sudden whiteouts and dangerous travel. Lake-effect snow will dump heavy bands on the Great Lakes' downwind shores, with some towns buried, while neighbors see only flurries. Out west, the Rockies are getting snow, great for ski resorts but tough for travelers. On the East Coast, a developing storm could bring snow, ice, or cold rain. Just a few degrees will make all the difference. The I-95 corridor from DC to Boston is a major concern for slick, hazardous commutes. Stay tuned to forecasts. Conditions can change quickly. Even a quick coating of snow can cause big travel headaches. The polar vortex's reach goes beyond cold and snow. It strains our energy grid and disrupts daily life. Heating demand will surge, so check your fuel supplies and conserve energy where possible. Travel will be tough. Snow and ice mean dangerous roads and likely flight delays or cancellations. Frozen pipes are a real risk. Insulate them and let faucets drip during the coldest nights. Schools may close or delay, so parents should monitor local alerts. Prepare your home and car for winter emergencies. Stay flexible with travel and holiday plans. Extreme cold impacts everything. Plan ahead to stay safe and comfortable. Preparation is your best defense against this Arctic blast. Stay informed, sign up for weather alerts and monitor forecasts closely. Insulate pipes, let faucets drip, and disconnect garden hoses to prevent freezing. Check your heating system and replace filters for efficiency. Keep pets indoors and move sensitive plants away from drafty windows. Gather winter gear, coats, hats, gloves, boots, and keep them handy. Dress in layers to stay warm. Build emergency kits for home and car. Blankets, flashlights, food, water, and a shovel. Limit outdoor time for everyone, especially kids and pets. A little preparation now can turn a weather emergency into a minor inconvenience. Think ahead and keep your family safe and comfortable. This December's polar vortex is a powerful reminder: winter can hit hard and fast. The key is preparation, stay informed, dress smart, and check on vulnerable neighbors. Extreme cold and snow are more than statistics, they're real challenges for our homes and communities. Understanding the polar vortex helps us take the threat seriously and make smart choices. Community matters. Look out for each other during tough weather. Stay tuned to trusted sources, and don't let your guard down. This Arctic blast will pass, but the lessons in preparedness and resilience will last. Stay warm, stay safe, and stay weather-wise this winter.